They always say that the first impression lasts and is very important. Well, our guest is a living testament to that, as I met him at the UJ Soweto Stadium. They were taking on UJ. This is the Tshwane University of Technology. They've managed to book their place in the Varsity Cup final, which is absolutely brilliant. They are, of course, going to bloom this week. Bushy Moloi joins us today. I'm informed that back in his days, he was a dancer. He was the original meme. So we're looking forward to hearing all about that. But my name is Clauiee Grace Mpanza. This is the Arena Sports Show. Always with me is my favorite influencer, Mahlatse Mphahlele. Bushy, we'll start with you because and I'm like, okay, cool. I didn't see it, but I know that Toka, a great coach.
Yeah, and also it's nice to be here.
Yeah.
Welcome, coach.
Yeah, I think the couch is more comfortable than the ones that we normally sit during the matches. Yeah, it's a good feeling for me to be here.
This you're not shouting instructions here.
No.
Easy.
Congratulations to making it to the final. I mean, I got to meet you at UJ, which was impeccable. We had to have, of course, a post-match interview, which was really, really top tier. You were in good spirits. So talk to us about, that achievement briefly.
Yeah, look, I think in football, I played football. Left it because I got to be employed at the Technical that time. And, just being influenced by my favorite mentor, Thomas Madikhache, also learning certain things from Floyd Mbele, Kwanele Kopo, and so the background is very rich with good mentors.
Yeah.
And I decided to coach with the influence from Thomas and them. And I think I never looked back. And that is why at the end of the day, Thomas was a hard worker.
Yeah.
And may his soul, a wonderful soul, rest in peace. Fred Mbele was a hard worker. He still is now. Kwanele Kopo, I mean, what a great genius, short man working in our football fraternity. And a humble soul of Temambun, who gave me, by the way, an opportunity to coach in his first development program, which we had a relationship with him in the then TUT after Technical Pretoria matched with other universities. So up until then, have been the coach, went to Baroka as an assistant coach to Watson Miranda, beat Pirates, by the way.
And we're going to talk about all those good parts, Coach.
Yeah,
I think that's a very steady CV. It looks good. But you know what, influencer? The reason why I mentioned my first impression with him is because as we were talking, he says something that you and I normally say. I mean, really, eh? I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the influence of Coach Pizzo.
I
mean, really. I'm like, okay, cool.
I wanted to have the coffee and say, please, my bro. So,
that's Coach Pizzo for you. Yeah, Coach, if when you were talking there, I was actually saying, you went to two universities, the first University of Formal Education and another University of Football. Yes. Because the people that you mentioned there are genuine football people, and you must have learned a lot from them. Yeah.
Definitely, classes. I should say I'm one of the privileged ones to come from a background or mentorship of Thomas Madikhache, of Pizzo, a bit of Gavin Hunt. So, and you can see even how we play. It's of a background that is very, very disciplined and professional also. I think they've laid a good, solid foundation in me, and the nurturing part, I mean, I had to struggle with them being closer to me and nurturing me up until today. I still call Kwanele Kopo for advices. I still call government for advices, and I'm very happy because the foundation is very solid.
And maybe Kaitano also.
Yeah, Kate, you know,
Kaiser.
yeah, Kaiser. He'll say, "Hey, Ka, you know, Ka, man, you must work hard. You know, yeah, Stan will fire you if you don't work hard." so yeah, Kaitano, what a wonderful soul also.
Yeah.
What a one. I mean, also the Dandarts, our former captain, before he went to Bloemfontein, we were also, yeah, we were working with him closely, and you know, yeah, I think I'm one of the luckiest coaches to be realistic.
No, I completely agree. I mean, having worked with incredible men in the space, doing well as well, of course, in his own journey. But for now, let's find out what's been happening in, of course, the top stories. Then we'll continue to just unpack the journey of Coach Bushy.
Bafana Bafana have been dealt a severe blow in their mission to qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. After FIFA announced on Monday, South Africa has been docked 3 points for fielding ineligible Teboho Mokoena during the 2-0 victory over Lesotho in March. Amachita started their FIFA Under-20 World Cup campaign in Chile to a disappointing start with a 2-1 loss to France, and now they must beat Group Minus New Caledonia in their next match on Friday. Experienced lock Lord Diaga has joined the Springbok squad in London as cover for Franco Mostert, who remained home in South Africa due to a family bereavement, as the side gear up for their closing rugby championship clash against Argentina at Twickenham on Saturday.
A lot has certainly been happening in the world of sport. Just to get your thoughts, Bafana Bafana, how are you guys feeling about the news? I mean, what a bombshell that we received in the past few days.
It's a bombshell, it's a bummer, it's a disappointment, it's all these things put together.
Yeah.
When that news broke yesterday, two things happened. The minister gave McKinsey released a statement. He is threatening an investigation. We'll have to wait and see what comes out of that one. SAFA released a statement. In the entire of SAFA statement, there's nowhere it says somebody's going to be suspended, somebody's going to be fired, there's going to be consequence management. They are apologizing for the mess, but SAFA being SAFA, it does not appear or look like they're going to take action as to what's happened there. It's a disappointment. You can imagine, put yourself in the shoes of the players. I mean, when we came from Bloem, the country was in a buzz.
We were booming.
We could almost touch the US. And then now the table have turned. And it's very, very tricky because we are actually now number 2 on the log because of inferior goal difference. We may still win the 2 matches and not get automatic qualification. And you know, coach will know about this. If you are going for the qualifiers, there's too much stress there. You don't know who you are going to be playing against. You may play against a tough team in that qualifiers. Because if you look at the current log now, the teams that are sitting second, some are already on 18 points, 16 points. Those are tough teams. And we may end up playing against those teams. It's going to be very, very difficult. So we have, because of this administrative bungle that SAFA has done, the advantage has been wiped off of South Africa. And now Benin are in a driving seat. Benin just need to win their 2 matches. And if we don't score enough goals against Zimbabwe and Rwanda, we may find ourselves in serious trouble. It's really, really a difficult situation. So,
Coach, I mean, now when you just, from the names that you remember, the prelim squad that was selected, and now with the news having changed drastically that they have, what hopes do you think we have, especially looking into, well, I think when we go to Rwanda, because we're going to, of course, one of the best stadiums in the country, that being Bombela Stadium. There.
No, he said this because he's from Nelspruit.
But I mean, it's always good hunting ground.
I was just telling the coach.
When you love that stadium, it's good to you. But talk to us about that, Coach.
Look, I think this is where now, you know, the quality of coaching would have to come in. When the nation is frustrated like we are now, it's good that the coach then comes in and put us, you know, in a mood that is gonna make us to believe that you know, the coming 2 games will win. And
Yeah.
yes, goal difference is very important. We have to score a lot of goals against 2 credible teams. I mean, Zimbabwe can force us to a 1-0 win. So Rwanda is a difficult one. It's a tough one. But I believe that we can do it with the number of players that are, you know, buzzing now in the PSL and the quality that we have in them. We will manage to go through the stages.
Yeah, I think I agree with the coach. The other plus for South Africa is that Qualifications will be back.
Yes, that's true.
He will add a lot in that midfield. Unfortunately, Tamba is not going to be back. But if you look at the preliminary squad that the coach has picked up, it's a solid team, and there's not going to be too much departure from what we saw in Blooming, those 2 matches against Nigeria and Lesotho. And you just have a sense that maybe the players will probably want it more. I wouldn't really necessarily call this current team now the golden generation, but this is a generation that have really done well. Third in AFCON now, they're going to another AFCON. They may, you know, sort of finish their international careers with the World Cup. So they may want it more, they may want to do it. And also, the advantage, we are playing at home. We're not travel, we are hosting, Zimbabwe are hosting us in Durban. And then we are going to the best stadium in the country, as according to Clauiee, which is where we really should finish the job. So I think that the key thing will just be not to be reckless, but to have control and try and score as much goals as we can against Zimbabwe in Durban, and then go and finish the job against Rwanda in Mbombela. The other thing is that the Nigeria and Benin will sort of, you know, get eliminated somewhere along the way there. You know, so if Benin can be held to a draw somewhere, it's good. And also, they are not playing their matches at home. They play their matches away in Ivory Coast. So I still believe we'll qualify. You know, I don't want the stress of going to the qualifiers. Let's finish the job here. Let's win our 2 matches, improve our goal difference, and then see what happens. Because really, you know, we deserve to go to the World Cup. I want to go to Mexico.
I think we do. And the also other thing, like, I think is a very important factor when you're looking into Bafana Bafana, it's the unity among the squad. And I say this because you've seen in previous squads, even the likes of Ivory Coast, they've always had the stars. But then when the stars don't come together, it becomes a big problem for the team. So I think right now for Bafana, the squad is united. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that also in the field of play. But keeping things moving, star of the week, influencer, we'll start with you. Who has impressed you in the past few days?
Springboks, full stop.
Done. No DNA, just RSA.
This is the only team that I trust.
The
rest is critical but stable.
Did you see when they ruled out Argentina and wrote Bettina? I was like, oh, pure class. What about you,
Yeah,
Coach?
the Springboks, definitely.
Who has impressed you, Coach?
I would say TUT. From where they come from, being, you know, written off numerously. So I think, TUT for me.
Even if you say so yourself.
Yeah, I mean. Even as a coach, I mean, My star of the week has to be Mark Marquez. Oh my days, pure brilliance. Having seen him, of course, coming back from a major injury, having to leave Honda, then of course progressing to Ducati this year. And the interesting thing about, funny enough, about Marquez influencer is that 2023, after he announced that he was leaving, 2024, he said to Christine that, listen, it's fine. You don't have to pay me. Let me see if I can ride and compete with the best. And he did that. And I thought, sure, that's pure class. And then now here he is, tied with one of the greats, Valentino Rossi, with 7 MotoGP titles.
Good.
So absolutely pure brilliance. And we move over. So remember that those questions, those fun questions that we were trying to find a name for it. So I've come up with Speed Round. The reason why I'm calling it Speed Round is because it's kind of like speed dating, right? Where you're just asking a lot of questions and seeing, of course, where, of course, this person is and how you're trying to understand them and what they like and what they don't. So We'll start with, we'll ease you into it, Coach, because it's your first time here, right? Who is your favorite cartoon character growing up?
Sure. I think I was not a fan, really, but Tom.
From Tom and Jerry?
Tom and Jerry, yeah. I think the Jerry part was what made me to be, you know, a loose cannon at some point. Yeah.
What about you, Influencer?
Bluey.
Bluey? Isn't Bluey recent?
Well, I mean, I just like it now because of my kid. You know, my kid was always watch, when he was young, I used to watch that stuff. So,
Nice.
But back in the day, when I was younger, nah.
Okay,
Remember,
Bluey's your guy now.
Remember, we grew up in a different time.
Yeah.
So.
That's fine. We were talking about that actually on air. And then, which footballer did you love growing up as a kid?
Jean-Pierre Papin.
Sure. Why?
The French
top,
guy, eh?
Yeah, the top striker that used to play for AC Milan. Actually, I used to love AC Milan when I grew up, yeah. So he used to bang those goals.
Nice. Influencer?
You know, man.
I don't know.
Jesus, Musho.
Every week you're going to say issues, my guy. Okay, give me an alternative.
You see, okay. I'll have a few.
No, just give me one alternative.
The other player that I enjoyed watching when I was young is the guy from Kaizer Chiefs back in the day, Chipa Mahlatse.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Telephone exchange. So he was one of them. I enjoyed also watching Jesse Queen Lohodi, Jesse Lagudura.
I thought you were going to go to Jazzy Queen.
I enjoyed watching Posizo Makanya at Pirates also. He was a top player.
Okay, those are enough mentions now. Thank you.
Thomas Madikake.
Okay, what are some of the nicknames you had growing up, and which one is your favorite now?
Oh.
Me at high school, they used to call me Killer.
Killer?
Because, because of... Remember the Paris guy, Killer?
Now you're going on. Tina is going around claiming he's Zizu now.
No, Zizu is recent. Zizu is recent when I was playing in the Media League. But you used to call me Killer after, was it James Mukwana? Yeah.
Yeah.
You?
Yeah. I played top football, eh? Just that there was no YouTube during those days, but I played top stuff, eh? Coach, in the Media League, they call me Zizu. Zenedine Zidane.
No.
Hey, coach.
I must just be closer to you. The next thing
it's just the class.
What about you, Coach?
Yeah, on my side, because I was a fast player, dribbler, scoring a lot of goals, you know, they used to call me Bebeto, they used to call me Danielson, so it changes. Yeah, but I think the two
Your
were
favorites?
Yeah, the two nicknames.
Was top class, yeah.
All right. In your opinion, who is the most complete midfielder?
Now.
You can give me all time.
The most complete midfielder,
In South Africa?
Let's do South Africa.
Okay.
in South Africa.
Yeah.
Shoo.
Coach, you should also have one.
Yeah,
should be
well,
ready.
this is a bit tricky.
Yeah.
It's a bit tricky. I think I'll come this way. Maybe I'll say Bishishi. I don't know. Tambazwane maybe.
Okay. That's fine. That's a good name. Coach?
I think Thomas for me. Thomas
Sure.
Madikake, yeah. Yeah, Chincha used to do miracles. Besides, you know, the grandfather Jomo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, Thomas used to be the most influential player.
All right, we'll be wrapping it up soon. Who is the most famous person that you've got on your phone book?
I'll say, I'm going to name drop here now.
Name drop, that's what I want.
I'll say Mr. Petrus Motsepe.
You got the president, eh? President, eh? I know.
And they mustn't mug me looking for me. I'm going to take it out and write it on a piece of paper.
No, you know what? Write it as a different name. They won't know. Coach.
For me, is my spiritual father, Comforter FLG Modise,
Nice.
with a region of more than 3 million followers.
Yeah.
You know, so for you to have the number, it means a lot. Yeah. So for me, it's FLG Modise.
I know. Okay, cool. And then second last. Who was your celebrity crush growing up?
Megan Good.
Who?
Megan.
Ah, you're part of the Megan squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, everybody loves Megan.
Hi, me. There's a lot, man.
A lot.
Oprah Winfrey.
That's Oprah Winfrey. One of them, strangely enough, was Lebo Matosa.
Really?
That's Lebo Matosa, yeah.
What's your favorite song, Yelebo?
All of them.
No, give me one a little bit.
There's a lot of them, you know. I know, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are a cultured guy.
Yeah, I just, you know, I just like the way carefree she was, and you know.
Yeah.
She wasn't like the hottest girl, but you know, she was carefree. She had fun. She was
naughty.
Yeah. Also, they are that naughty.
You like that? All right. That's
I
all.
don't do safe.
Like it on the edge, eh? That's how we're wrapping up Speed Run. Now we get, of course, to focus all on you, Coach. I mean, you spoke briefly about your career and really the hands that you've passed through. When you now look into South African football and really the influence that you had and now the influence you're trying to impart, talk to us about where we are as a country.
Look, moving from where we were, and I can attest because we had a lot of quality in terms of coaching personnel. We groomed a lot of players from the communities, but we somehow, and that's where I come in, left them, you know, on the wilderness. And the wilderness is after you finish your matric, what then? You know, the PSL has moved to bring the DDC challenges, which actually influences then that lost community of a group of players that leaves matric. Others are wandering around in the locations, and we lose. So for me, is coming into that group, making sure that they move into the institutions, preferably TUT, but nurturing them and also giving them options in life. Remember before, we used to have good quality players, then, you know, substances made them to fail in life. For us now coming into that space, we re-educating them of the importance of having education as a solid foundation for their potentials in life. If they don't do well in sports, in football precisely, so they can fall into the ones that they have been qualifying for. So I think that is my responsibility there. SAFA also having to move from where it used to be before, with a lot of now us being able to speak of the wrongs. Because remember before you wouldn't say anything about SAFA, you just follow.
Yes.
But we have been unlocked as a society, as a country, we have been unlocked those type of potentials to even speak freely about one of the mistakes that a seasoned administrator did in the Tebogo saga that actually nearly cost us a qualifying to the World Cup. So I think my responsibility is very broad in bringing the two communities together, nurturing them to be a well-rounded player. We call that educated footballers. So and that is where our line is. And moving along the way to be also a qualified UEFA coach, like Gordon's and everyone that is actually having those qualifications. But for me, I think nurturing the talent is one of the biggest influences that I want to give into South African football.
Now, coach, also, you are from the education background and that kind of stuff. There's always been this thing about footballers that they are not receptive towards education, and
Yes.
Something that players must follow on. Do you think maybe that is changing nowadays?
Yeah, I think look at what Pa Gatza did. No one expected that.
Top lawyer now.
Yes, he's a top lawyer now. And Mashamaites. And this type of players, we used to sit with them and eat.
Yeah.
And now they are doing this, and I want to say also big up to Majoro for qualifying to be a sports scientist. I mean, it really shows how important. I mean, is he struggling? No. Does he have problems? Yes. But mental strength, he's very strong to deal with issues that affect him directly. Mashamaide, the same thing. Kaka, the same thing. We need to have that type of a platform and that type of influences. And I think one of the issues that we need to also influence in society is that if you register and you afford an opportunity, you are afforded an opportunity to play for Kaizer Chiefs, for example, in the PSL, it must be one of the prerequisites for you to actually be signed. You must register, and we have UNISA and all the Bostons and the varsities. You can register in one and do a course while also playing football. And I think we'll be moving better. That is why in Italy and others countries, you go into your training sessions from 8 o'clock in the morning up until 4. Yeah. It's like your normal working environment, not the ones that we have in South Africa. You arrive at 9, 11 o'clock, you go. 12 o'clock, so I think that narrative we need to change, and it has to be influenced. It has to be. That is why all the chairmen must understand that it is very important that they also create that platform to be a conducive environment. If a player comes from a university, it's very simple for him to continue playing football because he's got that strength to overcome the two, which is academic and also playing football.
I mean, then, Coach, when you talk about progressing, then we have to look into 2018, where the likes of King Ndlovu, your keeper, and Themba Ndlovu, your midfielder, who progressed and went to Leopards. I mean, that is part of the success stories. I mean, the importance of being a feeder, where players are being promoted to the top tier, because you don't want players to disappear and to be stuck, because we do have the talent. It's just a matter of now being recognized and being trusted and being given the chance.
Look, and that is why USA, previously known as SASU, gives us this opportunity. And to be honest, Thabiso Libizo now, the famous, Thabiso Libizo, with a wonderful goal. He's just a humble young man. Just graduated recently. Themba Ndlovu also is a digital, programmer. Themba Ndlovu, a lot of them. Vusi Sibia, Sipho Sibia, the Sibia brother that used to play, now Vusi play for Amatex, qualified. We can say a lot of them are still also in the process of getting their qualification in the coming, graduation ceremonies. Are we proud of that? Indeed we are, but there's still a lot of players. If you go to my SAFA, Mahlatse, there is millions of people that are registered under my SAFA, which is a SAFA program. How many millions do we track to get to see if they qualify or if they are graduated? And that is why it then boils back that we can have more numbers, but without education, nothing will actually assist us. Every single player, I mean, Jamal is playing for Barcelona, but he's forced at some point. He's forced not to do whatsoever things, but to concentrate.
Yeah.
They've got money, they can have an educator or a mentor to travel with him every single time, and also to ride.
Yeah.
Is South Africa being able, to afford that opportunity for us? Then we're still lacking somewhere. We can't raise the bar, but the education system is not affording us that type of an
For sure.
opportunity. Yes.
I'm glad you mentioned Uthabiso Libitso, because I had a chance to interview him as well last week at the stadium. He was there. I think he was your good luck charm.
Yeah.
But he mentioned that, 2017 he loses it, then 2018 he goes on to win it, and he speaks about the difficulty and really the mentality, how strong you need to be to say you still have to show up in terms of this career that you're so passionate about, but also balancing with books. What are some of the struggles at the varsity level in terms of the footballers that you have to coach? And it's ever changing, because you talk about graduation, so sometimes they don't want to play football anymore. So also on your part, it's an ever evolving squad.
Yeah. Look, the biggest challenge I think is if you don't have a background from the university, and you are the coach, there's only one dimension that you are going to look into. For an example, there's a lot of coaches that are very good, but when they go to universities, they need to readjust their beliefs in regards to football. Luckily, I actually studied, and then I knew, and I could see when Fred Mbele was still coaching us, he would go to SAFA, comes to the session late in the afternoon, and still work up until 8 o'clock in the evening.
Sure.
And that really motivated me also to actually nurture myself, also to upgrade myself, and also to follow in those type of footsteps. That working in a university is different from working in a community team.
Yeah.
You don't care. They must be here at 4 o'clock, we start the session. 6 o'clock, they must go home. You don't care if they have arrived at home and stuff like that. So from the university setup, it teaches us that we know that from 8 o'clock you are in class. From 12 o'clock you might get a break. From 2 o'clock up until 3:30, you are in class. You have that 30 minutes to walk to the field.
Yeah.
What then do you do? There are so many activities that you do before the session that can actually relax a player, so that the person, if he's going or she'll be going through a lot, you are able to detect from those exercises that they need special attention. Second to that, each and every week you must go through a mentorship program, where as a head coach you need to identify the weaknesses. Did you pass your semester tests? And if you are not, let's get the people in the mentorship program from academics to come and while we are training from 4 to 6, from 4 to 6, you are busy being mentored and assisted academically somewhere, but closer to the field. So that also we do that mentorship, mentoring and observing how you behave when people come in to help you then.
Coach, how do you deal with situations where you'd find an exceptionally talented player, male or female, but not doing well academically? Obviously you have to find a balance.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've encountered that situation.
Yeah, a lot, classes, because, and I can tell you about Themba Ndlovu. Themba Ndlovu was would say a top student, but then because of football, then it's substituted. Being a good academic, but then resulted into him loving football better than education. So at some point, he did not do well academically. So you need to close that gap by affording him a space. While playing football, you need to actually make sure that he's more mentored on the student development programs, where mentorship is there, where psychological benefits are given, where study methods are enhanced, and that background actually made him on a third year to do exceptionally well, going back to his distinctions that we normally knew. So I think in life that happens a lot, and we have dealt with. And for an example, if you are in a community, you can't do anything. You don't know what to do when you're affected with this, but you'll always expect a player to be on level bus. So for us, it actually make or believe that if he has gone through this particular mentorship program, then everything will be sorted.
Now, Coach, what feeling do you have? I know it may be a conflicting here. When, for example, you see a promising sportsman or sportswoman decides, well, I'm going to work. I'm not going to pursue this sports thing. It's good, but you know, you somebody who you feel can become a very good player.
Look, that happened a lot previously with Manti Muholo.
Oh, yeah.
If you remember, Manti Muholo is a fashionist. Did not like this thing of football, and the motivation to that is that you know, coming from super sport and now ending up to playing Orlando Pirates, etc., made him to believe that you know, without basic education, you can't master certain things. I mean, if you want to be a fashionist, there must be certain things that you go through and learn. And I'm happy now he's, okay, leaving football, but now, you know, having to focus on his desires of fashion and stuff. It really motivates. He's done now with football because contrary to that, he would want to do both of them. He will be late at the sessions because he wants to go and buy the fabrics and stuff and so forth. But he's a classic example of a person that loves, you know, fashion, but and also being able to be a good footballer.
And I mean, Coach, when you talk about culture, there's something that I noticed which is quite interesting. Normally, press conferences or post-match interviews where you get to see a player talking and then the teammates come around and they want to come listen as to what is this player saying. I saw that with your team and I found that quite interesting. I'm like, okay, so it only doesn't start in the top league, but clearly it starts at the development level where players are all interested. But and I asked him, like, what are they trying to hear? Like, no, they're trying to figure out if my English.
Yes,
You know, talk to us about that.
Yeah, I think, and don't be misled. There's still, you know, educated footballers that cannot speak English properly. They will, you know, refer to Venek at some point. In Kumulo, Bushy Moloi, but how do you feel after being Kwatile? So and those are the mistakes, or not necessarily mistakes, but the jokes that they would want to, because they know that.
We must also say, Coach, that there's absolutely nothing wrong with somebody speaking their language.
Yes, but the joking part before, it was that, that if you were asked a question in English, definitely you must respond in English. And but also the answer. What type of an answer are you giving? So, I mean, please, but we still live with those type of exercises. But you know, it's funny, and these are the things that makes us to, you know, to click as a team. We know your, you know, mishaps, or you know your where you lack, and we want to hear if you can. Let's work hard. You can't say anything after let's work hard. And in Napa, you are a captain.
They will say, I want to thank God.
Yes.
Oh man, you gotta love that. But I mean, you are also quite well versed in your career, Coach. I mean, we are going to be wrapping up soon. But I mean, after coaching Baroka, as you mentioned at the beginning, you then also were redeployed as a technical advisor. I mean, talk to us about, you know, the role of a technical advisor as well.
Oh, Baroka is such a wonderful team. I think I must just say this, Mahlatse, it is the first team that gave me an opportunity, that realized my potential from the SAB level to make me to be the assistant coach of Premier team. I really appreciate it. I went back again to be the head coach after they were relegated, and they survived. And after surviving, then I became the technical director unknowingly, not knowing what the position was all about. But I saw on the newspapers that I'm the technical director.
Oh, you found out like us?
Yeah, no, and indeed I needed to direct something. Yeah, but it's an opportunity that was pushed to me, and I think it was done because there was a certain program that the chairman wanted to pull through from Limpopo side to have the culture of having Banaba Mokhai, Areba to sing and stuff like that. So at times it becomes painful when you don't know what the motives are. Because, remember, and I want to say this, that when I went to Baroka, it was lying on the 16th position. It was not good at all. And when I came in, it went to position 8. To some extent, we competed to be in the top 4. Missed an opportunity on that. And then that's when the direction came in. When, games were, they are failanya, mole, let's push someone so that he can be. And I got to realize that, yes, indeed, there are certain cultures that you would want Banaba Mokhai to be, on the top. And then in those times, it ushered in a young Stanley to be the coach, and he's doing well now in some of the teams in the NFD. So it was been painful for me, but I had to learn the hard way of how to accept certain types of moves from the professional setup.
And I want to ask this, were you not upset when Stanley took the job? And I ask this because it was part of your technical team. How do you guys handle that, where as the coach, okay, cool, I'm no longer coach, but I don't know, like, I thought we were friends. Do you still stay on as on the job and be the coach?
It's tricky.
But to be precise, it is not a good feeling.
Yeah.
There are certain things that, Madala side. You say, let's play this person, let's not play this person.
Yeah.
Madala side, I told him, let's play this person and stuff like that. So when I came back from Lewakum, I normally say, if you survive in Lewakum, there's no other places.
Yeah.
So it's Lewakum, Limpopo, and Eastern Cape. If you survive in these two provinces, then you will be one of the best coaches in South African football. But also at the back, there's a lot of marks, stepping. So I get an opportunity to go to a good doctor in Ndlopi to say, please, I've been backstabbed a lot of times. Please fix it. So the good doctor has always been on standby each and every time. When I go to Limpopo, I say, hey,
there's a knife.
There's a knife waiting for you. But I will always go back to Baroka, to be honest with you, because it has given me this type of how in most cases how suffer. So I'll if they call me back to come and assist, and I see that they're doing well now with their coach. They're doing exceptional well.
Coach, I want to check something with you. Football evolves and that kind of stuff. What's your football philosophy? What's your style? How do you want to see your team play?
Look, at the end of the day, South African football philosophy entails on 3 methods, which is your Amayas, Ubuntus and stuff. So part of what actually makes a good philosophy is the inclusion of that, of the South African football philosophy, but having to also understand that flair that's Amayas that you do should be to eliminate and also to help the team to score. Mostly players do not do it for the positive signs, but they do that just to humiliate the person and still lose the game after that. So I think also what has trimmed my philosophy in football is having to learn a lot from Bruce Hloppler, Pitso Musiman, sorry, Gavin Hunt. I think these are the coaches that have won the PSL, for an example. Gavin has won the PSL consecutive times. And up until today, he still plays the same, and no one understands how he wins. Because we change, we play tiki-taka. Tomorrow, we are no more the Barcelona or the Spain team that used to be the best tiki-taka footballers. How am I going to survive? I need to come up with a method that influences everything. Having to come with the philosophy, making sure that when we lead, we still remain and we play the tiki-taka. When we lose, we then change to something else. So yeah, but fortunately enough, we are flexible in relations to the philosophies. And yeah, I believe mine on Thursday will be superior.
You believe yours will be superior? Talk to us about, of course, then, how the boys are feeling in terms of the conversations with them as well. Because, I mean, after they did well against UJ, which is quite impressive also on your game plan, because we're talking about how, of course, you congested the middle of the park, which we saw. Because, yes, let them have the ball, but now when they go diagonal, then they couldn't, because your boys are also just as tall. They've got the structure, the demeanor, so they've got the presence. Now going to Shimla Park against the UFS side, you guys have been playing home away from home, I guess.
Yeah.
So in terms of the fan base and the Red Army rather, being present physically there hasn't really tainted your performance. So yes, you talk about winning it, but I mean, what can you expect when you get there?
Look, a new coach that wants to also succeed, come into the university setup, wants to break in and also, leave a mark. I think it's going to be a good game, a challenging one. And for us, we've been in this situation before. We've actually given a lot of university stars by losing in the finals. We don't want to continue doing that anymore because we are looking for the fifth one. Yeah. And I think playing at Bloemfontein, I always said that I would want to go to Bloemfontein because there's a bit of fairness. How hema molo na le freedom nyana ya batho ba ba senang influence la gore go ka iragala something going to Northwest. How hema fela go na le chemical engineers and stuff like that. So
these things drive then.
I was very shocked in the previous game. I never believed that that orange thing, orange. What the orange? What
the orange
they call themselves army.
Army as well.
Okay.
Orange army.
The orange, yeah. In any case,
they brought
orange,
eggs also.
Orange.
What do you
one? Yo, there was a ginger somewhere that was put. I don't understand this. Please, Martha, you have a good experience of these chemicals. Ginger.
My view on it, coach, is that obviously we are Africans, and I don't personally, I don't want to sound like I'm disrespecting other people's beliefs and whatever they do.
Yeah.
But sometimes I think it takes a little bit of the shine away from the football, where, you know, I know it's theatrics around the game and that kind of stuff, but we really should be focusing on preparation, we should be making players better, and doing that kind of thing. I know some teams are just using it as mind games. Yeah. It's not something they take that much serious, you know. But you feel some teams are actually taking it to a little bit too serious. And for me, yeah, I have my doubts on that one. Yeah. But we respect whatever people are doing.
I think you can't be told by a good gogo to go and look for a ostrich egg, or, I mean, please, for you to get that egg, you have to go through a lot. You can't go and be told that you must get a elephant dung. So you must go to Pretoria Zoo to get. I mean, the two sagai. But in any case, the other two, we could have been the world champions in Africa if that was actually working in football. But nonetheless, Bloemfontein, we are coming back with a trophy.
Your fifth one, hey?
Yeah, I've created this space between me and Mahlatse so that
it'll do that.
Yeah, it'll do that move.
Okay, I know we're looking forward to it, Coach.
Okay, Coach. Just last two questions from me. Our under-20s are currently in Chile, the World Cup.
Yeah.
There is someone interesting as part of that team. Coach Karabo Moholi.
Yes.
He's a product of this Varsity Cup. That talks to the importance of this league, and it doesn't only produce players, but it also produces coaches. Yes. Just your view on the significance of having this league, because we know the players that it has produced before.
Yeah, I think it's a good one. That's why I was saying that normally we miss that opportunity of grooming the ones that has just finished matric and stuff. And for him to be there, Coach Karabo, it actually influences the desire for us to get the quality of players that are, now in the national team, but not going to school. So he should be acting in that, or one of the reasons maybe as an assistant coach is also to grasp those talents, put them in universities, because you know that the infrastructure, quality of coaching, competitions are very important, and they can be rest assured that when you have a under 20 player, he's going to be nurtured properly, and also education given once. But I think he's one of the best that we have produced in the varsity competition. Karabo is a good coach, and I know that is why Coach Raymond has involved him in the setup. That combination actually is very good.
Is that why you beat the army?
And then, Coach, who is the best player you've coached?
I don't like singling out because you can say, you can say King Dofu, Urata Media, but I think all crop of players that I have worked with, they are the ones that can tell you how we appreciate their talent. But I would say all of them. Your Tabiso Libitos, your Sibia brothers, your Temba King Dofus, Elliot Siemas. I mean, like, really, we've also, had an impact with Mantim Holu. So it's a lot of players that have come through the reins, and that kept on doing exceptionally well for themselves. And from me, that is what I'm tasked to do, to produce, and give those that are on the higher levels to continue with nurturing these young men.
Coach, lastly, before we let you go, how do you deal with players that are not consistent? And I ask this because there's a Dele Ali, when Jose Mourinho was at Spurs, just an interview where he was talking to him saying, no, you're a good player, but then you have this dips where you're really good and then you're absolutely nowhere. How do you deal with players like that where they've got the talent, they know they're good, but then there's also the element of this game they're hot and then the next game they're not there?
Look, patience, but also it depends which level are you in. If you are in the PSL level,
Yeah.
you can't be patient with the contracted players. You can't. That is why. But with us is how do we influence? And I want to just note what Pizzo used to do. Pizzo used to know who you are dating, so that when he sees these up and down movements
Yeah.
of your, then he would be able to come in and help. Do players like it? No, they don't like, people to come into their spaces, especially on the professional setup.
Yeah.
But on our level, it's much easier for me to be patient with the player because he's still on the amateurish level, but going into the professional level. So
Yeah.
on your ABC level, it's more or less that you are in the professional setup. So for me, it is a patience build up to a progressive, a development of a player.
Yeah.
When you register in a team, this is what we tell you, that we are going to know about this. We are going to have to say a lot about you and your personal issues, because it has to be a good relations between
sure.
me as a coach and you. We have to have that relationship, that we can speak about how many girlfriends you have slept with and what is the reason. If it's a joke or a competition somewhere, what are the advantages, what are the disadvantages? So and those type of things really would make us to be giving or nurturing our players, so that when they go into the PSL level, they have a good sound background. You'll never hear Thabiso Lebitso Bari is misbehaving. You'll never ever have heard Vusi Sibia, whoever that comes from universities. Abu Major, they will never do all this type of things. Abu Kola, they will never. Maybe now because he likes the games that are Zakasi. Maybe only that. But that is love of football. So I think for me, that is what we do best. Also having to be patient enough for the development of our players.
Coach, you've seen the start of the Betway Premiership. Do you think these guys will topple Sundowns?
I think Sundowns is the eggs are hunting Sundowns. There's a lot of confusion, so the eggs are really working. You know the eggs.
The eggs from
How did you miss the eggs?
So the eggs are really working. There's a lot of problems. But we love the team, but there's a lot of problems, and I think if you don't have a manager that, then you'll have bigger problems. Do we have that type of a manager in Sundowns? Yes, but I don't think even the players wants to be there. I've got a feeling that most wants to leave to some other teams, and there's refusal. And you know how players would do. Look at the Mudau situation. Mudau wanted to leave, and yes, maybe the team did not want. That is why now he's coming back, and they are starting to do well. So this type of management of players can really backfire, but also can really promote the team to be one of the best. If you have a good system that will shadow in a lot of quality and good players from the development, which they have one of the best. I think also Cardoso can be rest assured of his space to be one of the best coaches that Sundowns have in regards to this tournament that they are playing now.
You don't need X1 for Thursday?
No. Okay. Not even ginger or what.
Nothing.
Yeah,
Just the Red Army to
Yes.
show up.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to see.
You're going
Looking forward. Yes, I'll be there. So we'll see where the trophy goes.
The trophy is going to
Gauteng.
Okay, it's coming back.
Back to Gauteng.
We're coming back to it.
When is the party? Saturday?
We normally don't party.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 okay.
Upright people.
Yeah.
But the Yamaha money day,
Oh.
that's why I like.
On Saturday at 9 o'clock we'll be
The full
partying
yellow
in
bar.
church. We'll be partying in church, yeah.
Please invite me. I don't know when last time he's been to that building, but that's how we'll wrap it up. Coach, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it, and all the best on Thursday. When you bring the trophy, please bring it here. Right
That's
there.
good.
That's how we wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you on the next one. Take care. Goodbye.
Ciao.